Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is doing well. Got a story that I want to share with you. It is from the conversation, and this story you're going to have to put your thinking cap on, also known as the tinfoil hat. So I did a little, brief story the other day about the Golden Dome that is supposed to go over the U.S. If you don't know about the dome, it's pretty much the same thing that Israel allegedly has protecting it, the nation or that place over there from missiles. Now it works when they want it to work, and when they need a ram in the bush, it sometimes don't work, and then it attacks stuff. They're attacked, and then they have a reason to do the things that they do. Now, America is allegedly getting a golden dome, and one of the things that I really want to put on your mind is a question. Is the dome meant to keep missiles out, or is it meant to keep the wrath from coming in? If you understand what I'm saying, this place holds Yah's chosen people, and y'all know the Tav has basically the country has an X across it. The earth is shifting, the stars are shifting, things are happening that haven't happened in a couple of centuries, which lets you know like there's a shift in frequency, there's a shift in the stars, in the planetary alignment. There's a shifting happening in the earth, things are moving, and then you can actually see the spiritual things happening on earth with the nations, teaming up to come against the harlot. There's a lot of rebellion. There are a lot of things that have been prophesied in the Old Testament in a in a way of just how people will behave during these times. It's happening now, and people have grown progressively worse. So those who have stolen the books and hid the books and hid the people and told the lies and erased the history, rewrote history, created maps, got rid of old maps, renamed nations, renamed people of nations, so everybody can be hiding, so that everything is hidden, including us. We also have to anticipate that they will also hide the truth about the reason for these domes. Now, there are two specific places that have these domes, and they are the places that, one, they are those people that pretend to be us, but they're not, that the Bible, the Torah warns us about. And then there is the U.S., the people who took Yah's chosen people and hid them and treated them not like bond servants described in scripture. They treated us like animals, worse than animals, and they still do. So they know that time is running out because they are in command of real time. They know things that we will never know about because they have taught us. They socially engineer us to forget who we were and to forget our ways. Now we are coming back into our ways, which is why there are so many of us speaking out and able to talk, and we're sharing that we are awakened. We are not participating in this system. A lot of us are speaking out or just being quiet and not saying anything, but also just setting ourselves apart. And the adversary doesn't like that. They don't like that. So they don't like it because they understand that this is one of the signs that the dry bones are waking up. They're coming back together. We're waking up. Now the coming back together part, some of us are already together. We got it. And I love y'all and I thank y'all for that. But there are a lot of us who are not awakened yet. And it could be, these people have to actually see a lot of bad things happen to our people for them to wake up. Or, they may never wake up because they have reprobate minds. And, I'm of the mindset that the Most High can use anyone he has. He can move anyone. He will. He has. And he said he was going to wake us up, at different times. And that is happening. So we have to be patient. We can't be frustrated at people, although it is really frustrating. But, we also have to understand we the people of the book. Israelites were the most hard-headed, disrespectful, disobedient, adulterous people. Blessed, but still uncommitted, still hard-headed, still chased after other gods, still did all the things that the Most High told us not to do. So when we look at ourselves now, that we cannot look at ourselves as being righteous, as know-it-alls. And also we can't be upset with people who are not in the truth, because the Most High can use anyone, even people who are not in the truth, to help us. So, we have to always keep that in mind. That's just a side note. But anyway, getting back to this Golden Dome. So I want to pose the question. The Golden Dome could be used to keep missiles out, but it's more likely that this Golden Dome could be trying to prevent the Messiah from coming in. Because and not only just to keep the Messiah from coming in, but to keep us locked in here. So we need to really think about this thing intelligently and understand that it is essential that every day we pray that none of these weapons that they create prosper against Yah's chosen people. Whatever ditch they dig for us, prayerfully they fall into it. That's what I pray every day. I open my door and I look at them clouds that ain't real, and this weather that ain't real, and all this other stuff that I'm seeing that's abnormal, like this gigantic woodpecker I saw today. I ain't never seen a woodpecker so big in my life. But it's a big old woodpecker around here. I don't know if he the police or what, but it's something ain't right about him. Anyway, I just wanted to preface this particular video so that you can have your mind kind of thinking, not that this is just about war, this earthly war. It is about the spiritual war that is going to become physical soon. And the timing of this Golden Dome is crazy to me. The fact that the other place over there where the ish stay is supposed to be on fire is insane to me. And it's insane because none of the other media outlets are really talking about it. One, so I'm suspicious of it. Two, it could be a ploy, a psyop, and it could be true. And they do what they did after Nazi Germany. The ones that worked, they scattered. I'm just saying, they scattered. I don't have no time to come up with all these fancy words. They were scattered. A lot of them are here, working for NASA, working for the military, doing all this other stuff, working with Planned Parenthood and the government. So we have to be extremely wise in this particular hour. We have to use our critical thinking skills, and we have to be conspiracy theorists, unfortunately, because this stuff that's going on is so crazy and so wild. Like, it's almost unbelievable. But if you're chosen and you are a child of the Creator, then you understand what we are fighting against. And so you have to be aware of all of the enemy's devices. And this to me is another one of the devices that will be used. You see this picture where it's out in space and they got stuff here. You see the little things coming in, and America's just gold, the golden age for the golden dome. So it's I don't even know what to say, but we just need to keep an eye on the story. So it says the Golden Dome. An aerospace engineer explains the proposed nationwide missile defense system. Now, another thing I was thinking about, if they're telling us about it, they probably already have it. I've always heard we have one. So I don't know if they're going to just, they're telling us because they already have it, or they're telling us because they're getting rid of that other place over there in preparation for the battle to take place here. I don't know, but we just gotta keep watch. So it says President Donald Trump announced a plan to build a missile defense system called the Golden Dome on May 20th, 2025. The system is intended to protect the United States from ballistic, cruise, and hypersonic missiles and missiles launched from space. Trump is calling for the current budget to allocate U.S. $25 billion to launch the initiative, which the government projected will cost $175 billion. Now they got money for war, but they don't have money for Section 8. They got money for war, but they don't have money to give me my money they owe me. They have money for war, but they don't have money for SNAP for children to eat in poor, rural communities. They got money for war, but they don't have money to take care of you here while you are being made unhealthy by the food and the air and the water and the medication that they give you and everything else, the stress. Make it make sense. He said the Golden Dome will be fully operational before the end of his term in 3 years, which is 2025. So say 2026, 27, 2028, right before 2030. So y'all have to keep up with these dates because between 2028 and 2033, a lot of stuff is expected to happen. And I don't know if we're going to be here. There's this tribulation period or this period where a lot of things are going to happen. I don't really know where we are in the big scheme of things, and I don't really try to keep up with that. I just understand that if we're going by their calendar and not y'all's calendar, or not the Hebrew calendar, then we could be messed up. So, that's just another thing that we need to keep in mind, how we look at the things that they say. I don't think they give these dates by accident. I think these are hints to let us know where we are. And for those of us who don't really believe in awakening, we don't understand time, we think the Bible is, a fairy tale, then those are the people that are going to be caught off guard. So this dome is supposed to provide up to 100% protection. So if it's going to keep out missiles and all those sorts of things, could it not keep out fire? Could it not keep out the Messiah? Could it not keep out that sword? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so it says, why does the United States need a missile shield? Because usability. Several countries, including China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, have been developing missiles over the past few years that challenge the United States' current missile defense systems. Oh, boy. These weapons include updated ballistic missiles and cruise missiles and new hypersonic missiles. They have been specifically developed to counter America's highly advanced missile defense systems such as the Patriot and the National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile System. For example, the hypersonic missiles are very high speed, operate in a region of atmosphere where nothing else flies, and are maneuverable. All of these aspects combined create a new challenge that requires a new, updated defense approach. Russia has fired hypersonic missiles against Ukraine in the ongoing conflict. China parades its new hypersonic missiles in Tiananmen Square. So it's reasonable to think that to ensure the protection of its homeland and aid its allies, the U.S. may need a new missile defense capability. So one of the other things that I want to talk about too is that maybe, just maybe, they already have this stuff. I don't know. It's just, to me, I feel, and this is my personal opinion, so you can discredit it. I feel as though something is getting ready to happen, and then they're going to be able to say, "Oh, we weren't prepared because we didn't have the technology to do ABC," and these certain places are going to be attacked. The places that are going to be attacked, these sacrificial cities that they need to get rid of people so they can start over, and whoever is left, if you want to survive, you will have to go to these city centers, get this universal basic income, get these affordable housing projects, and do whatever they tell you to do, and you'll be happy to do that. So I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about this story. To me, it just seems like it's coming out before something is getting ready to happen. They are essentially telling us that we are not protected. Everybody else got stuff except for us. You know what I'm saying? So either we don't have it, and we don't have it because it's intentional, or we have it and they're just not going to use it because the goal is to make the Deagle report come true. If you don't remember what the Deagle report 2025 is, I think I did a video on it. But you can just Google Deagle report. It'll come up. People have been talking about it for years. So that has never left my mind. I'm anticipating something to happen. What that is, I don't know. But it just doesn't sit right. This story doesn't sit right with me. So, we don't need to know what the components. We don't need to know about the technology. Something else that I want to show you. So here it is. Is 3 years a feasible time frame? So it says that seems like a very aggressive timeline, but with multiple countries now operating hypersonic missiles, there is a real sense of urgency. Existing missile defense systems on the ground, at sea, and in the air can be expanded to include new, more capable sensors. Remember, the Internet of Things, Web 3.0, the Great Reset. Satellite systems are beginning to be put in place for the space layer. Okay. Now, when I talk about being up there already, so if something happens, if the fire is coming from the sky, if the sword is coming from the sky, if the angels are coming down to do whatever the Most High sent them to do, they will be up there to try to get rid of them, and they will see them. So this is how you have to kind of be thinking now. Like, why now? Sensors have been developed to track the new missile threat, so they already got sensors. Putting all of this highly complex system together, however, is likely to take more than 3 years. At the same time, the U.S. fully commits to Golden Dome. A significant amount of progress can be made in this time. And so, again, we talked about how much money they want to implement this, which is insane. And this is the last part that I want to bring to you. So the Iron Dome is what Israel has, and then the Golden Dome is supposed to be different. So let's talk about it. So similar to Iron Dome, Golden Dome will consist of sensors and interceptor missiles, but will be deployed over a much wider geographical region and for defense against a broader variety of threats in comparison with the Iron Dome. A second generation Golden Dome system in the future would likely use directed energy weapons, which are DEWs, such as high energy lasers and high-power microwaves to destroy missiles. So the other thing is, while they are doing that, they could be burning us up too. Just want to put that out there. This approach would significantly increase the number of shots that defenders can take against ballistic, cruise, and hypersonic missiles. So basically, we could be either getting locked in or something. They could be attempting to keep something out. So we really need to be paying attention to the things that they are investing their money in, and I can't stress it enough. There's a lot of stuff going on. You just got to be careful. You got to keep watch of every single thing. But I wanted to bring this to y'all with my tinfoil hat, because this story doesn't make any sense to me, and I'm just figuring there's more to it than we will ever know. But we still got to try to piece these things together. So anyway, share your thoughts below about what you think of the dome, what you think the purpose is for. What do you think about that timeline? What do you think about the day of wrath that's coming, and them suddenly want to get up in the sky and do stuff and keep stuff out, and right over this country where we are? And do you feel like if you here you can't leave? Are we gonna be stuck here? We know that the adversaries' devices won't win, but we still got to watch them, try to use them, and understand that any of us can be collateral damage. So we just need to keep watch. So share your thoughts below. Please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you will be notified each and every time I upload new content. Follow me on Odyssey and Rumble and on Instagram. The links are in the description. If you'd like to support this channel financially, you can support my emergency assistance campaign. It's a GoFundMe campaign. The link is in the description at the very top. Or if you prefer, you can use my Venmo or the coffee link to buy me a coffee. And all those links are at the very top in the description box. Lastly, continue to prep. I don't know how we prep for stuff like this. I have iodine tablets, potassium iodide tablets, suits, disposable suits, and shoe covers. Again, you have your non-perishable things. Plastic, you need to have plastic over your windows and things like that, in the event that something happens, to prevent fallout. Plenty of water, because you won't be able to use water from outside of the house. So much stuff, so much. But depending on where you are, it won't matter, because you're probably going to be gone anyway. But in the event that we live far away and not close to a city center, or something accidentally falls in the wrong place, you still need to be prepared to survive on your own. And that's what I have been preaching for the last 5 years. Be prepared to be self-sufficient. Be prepared to do without. Be prepared to be uncomfortable. Be prepared to have to defend yourself. Be prepared for a famine and pestilences and plagues. Be prepared for hardships. Be prepared to flee. You should keep go bags at all times. Be prepared for darkness. Be prepared for every single thing. Be prepared to grow your own food. Even though, something like that happens, you ain't gonna want to be outside. So you might want to, think about having some grow lights or something. I don't know. Be prepared for the sun to be covered up and not shine. And then be prepared for, darkness. Be prepared for your technology not to work. Be prepared to be without power. Be prepared to be without communications. There's so many things that we have to really be concerned about. Not fearfully, but just understand. I mean, the system is breaking down. So you are a utter fool if you are thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be all right. God got me. Yep, he gonna have you all right. Gonna have you in the ground. Ain't gonna call you stupid, because he gonna say, I sent my messenger to tell you something and you didn't listen. Even in the Bible, the people prepared for famine. And not for 1 year, not for a few months, for 7 years. People prepare. God does things in numbers, in threes and sevens. So you know 70, 33, 400, 430. There are specific numbers in the Bible. Seven, 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 seven is significant. You know, I think about 7 years of tribulation. You know, think about how many years, 40 years that the Israelites roamed through the wilderness. It's so many things. 7 days, 6 days. The Most High made the planet and all the stuff on it and in it, and the 7th day He rested. So numbers are very significant. You know, the fact that the devil uses three, you know, we don't know why he's using three, but what we do need to understand is the devil is planning something, and we're involved in it because it's all about us. The Most High is coming to avenge us, and they're doing what they can do, in my opinion, to avoid recompense, a comeuppance. So just be watching some of the things that these people say. They're not frantic and doing this stuff for nothing. They're doing it for a reason. So I need y'all to really pay attention. All right, y'all. This is Marla K. Love y'all, and I'm out.